what's this gonna be? You know how I played it, boy. That nigga burning me.
Pelican Bay Dog Talking News, giving it to my brothers and sisters the way I always do. Fair and unbiased, raw and uncut. Y'all come on up in here, come on up in here. Big shout out to all the pet lovers across the world. Like I always say, that's taking care of these animals. Got an important topic I want to touch on today. Like I always say, big thanks to everybody. Y'all hit that like button, share button up, subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed yet. Big thanks to all the brothers and sisters down in the chat. You know, I want to touch on the topic that I touch on, and you can't touch on it enough. Protecting and saving these kids out here when it comes to these American Pit Bull Terriers. And I got to make a correction. You know, I deleted the video for those who may be looking for the video that I was telling brothers how they posted their kennel names up on a Google website talking about dog fighting and all kind of stuff. You know, I erased it for something else in order to show respect for the family of the baby that was lost in the situation. You know, and I send my condolences to Miss Sandra and her family. Nobody, I'm speaking from an adult point of view, you know, nobody wants to bury their children, you know, and I can't say I know how that feel. I don't ever want to know how it feel, you know. So I got to, like I said, say my condolences to the family. And the one thing about it, when it comes to articles like this, children getting hurt, people getting hurt, I don't do that for the views. I do a lot of it when I do animal attacks, you know, most of the time it's a message behind it. You know what I'm saying? The thing it is, you know, when I post like animal attacks or maybe a baby getting mauled down by a pit bull, those videos don't get me as many views as when I'm acting up on my videos. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not doing it for the views. It's to a point where, you know, nothing happens in vain. You know what I'm saying? I say that to say this. You know, nobody can say how the father of that child or the mother of that child is feeling after they lost their baby to that dog. You know, accidents happen. And this is the thing, I'm going to speak on this as well. Accidents happen, man, and the thing we want to do is we want to prevent it from happening in the future from anybody else. You know what I'm saying? Accidents are so quick to happen. And when it comes to these newborns, man, you know, I'm going to show this video. You know, I'm going to show this video right here, and this is a news article. And I want to talk about this as well because the people going to ask, you know, some of the rescue people how they feel about or what's their method or the best way to keep children safe around dogs, you know, and I want to touch on that topic when the video over. So y'all check this video out. My condolences to the family. Like I said, man, accidents happen. That's why they call them accidents, because nobody would have an accident if we could stop it from happening before it happened, you know. So y'all check this video out, man, and then we're going to talk about it.
Heartbreaking update to a story we first brought you last night. A 6-month-old baby girl has died after being attacked by a family dog in Baytown.
And we're now learning the dog that attacked the child will be euthanized. Michelle Choi joins us live with more on this tragedy and is talking and getting advice on how to keep your children safe around pets. Michelle?
Yeah, Lena Reka, you know, we talked to a professional dog trainer today. She says when it comes to socializing your pets with kids, it takes careful planning, whether that is teaching them how to safely greet, epic touch, or providing your pets a safe place to go. According to Baytown officials, a 6-month-old baby girl was attacked by a dog inside her family's apartment on Tuesday. They say the 1-year-old dog was a Pitbull mix and new to the home. Air 11 captured the moment animal control took 2 dogs from the home. The other dog, they say, also a Pitbull mix, was not involved and in a kennel. The baby died at the hospital.
It is definitely very sad. It's something that was, it was very unfortunate.
Lindsay Call with Revival Dog Training says bringing a new dog into a home with kids takes time and strategy.
What's the safest way to introduce a dog to your baby?
So I always recommend, it very much depends on the age of the child, but trying to keep interactions minimal and calm at first.
She says it starts with a calm environment, including creating a safe space for your dog with a bed or towel, using baby gates and crates to keep everyone separate when unsupervised. Keep the dogs on a leash at home to teach them boundaries.
Supervision is definitely, I would say, the most important thing.
To ease the transition of bringing home a baby, Call says dogs need time to adjust.
Getting the dog used to the baby routine before baby is there.
That means crate training early, introducing baby equipment like strollers and cribs, playing baby sounds from YouTube to acclimate them. But if you see signs of aggression, Lindsay says it may be time to seek professional help.
And dogs definitely, they communicate very differently than people do. Naturally, dogs communicate through body language versus people are very verbal. So sometimes there can be misunderstandings and miscommunications that can happen very easily.
Yeah, it bears repeating. Lindsay says supervision, again, is key. As for this latest dog attack case, well, we're told that the owners will be surrendering that dog to the city and it will be euthanized. The other dog, I'm told, will at some point be released back to the family. Back to you.
So very sad, Michelle, thank you for the information.
Now, like I said, man, this ain't to bash nobody, because at the end of the day, a family member from that family told me, and it made sense, they trying to make them look like a bad person as well, and I can believe everything they're saying from that point. Like I said, accidents happen, and this is what I'm going to say about these pit bulls when it comes to newborn babies. A lot of people may not like what I'm about to say, and this is with any dog. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to newborn babies, and you want to be 100% sure that that baby is safe, man, the baby really don't need to be around no dogs. And I don't care how close the dog is to your family, how trained you got the dog, police dog, army dog, whatever. A newborn baby should not be snuggling up around no dog. Now, if it happens, it happens. A lot of people do it all the time. Some people do it to show how friendly their dogs are, But the thing is, a dog should not be around a newborn baby, and this is why I say it. Because if an accident just so happened to happen, see, a lot of things we try to play tape back on. You know what I'm saying? If a dog bites a newborn baby, it's a whole lot different than a dog biting, say, a 1-year-old baby, 2-year-old baby. You know what I'm saying? A dog biting a 3-4 month old baby, man, it's bad. You know what I'm saying? No matter what kind of dog it is. That's why I say it don't matter what kind of breed it is. Anything can happen with a dog. He can just have, like I always say, have a bad day. The baby can move a certain way, and the dog don't respect the way he's moving and go for a little attack. The dog may only attack the baby for 5 seconds. Just a quick curb bite type, what we call curb bite. But that's enough to fatally injure the baby. It don't take but one accident. And that's what we try to prevent, man. That's what we try to prevent. We don't show this news. When it comes to dog busts, we don't show the dog bust to laugh at the brothers that get jammed up and none of that type of stuff. We show that stuff to educate brothers in the future. When we show kids getting mauled down by these dogs, it's not good. I don't get no thrill out of showing a kid to get bit down by a dog. It's for educational purposes. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, nothing happens in vain. It's going to be some little kid that life is saved, because of a certain situation or because of a news article they seen and they took special precaution after seeing that. You know what I'm saying? And like, if we can save any children we can save on that behalf, it's worth it. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, man, my condolences to the family. When it comes to these dogs, man, the pit bull, it's a dog like this. It's so many great things about the dog, just like any other dog. But when things go bad, they go bad. And that's just all we got to keep in mind, man. When things go bad with that pit, they go bad. And like I said, man, when it comes to these accidents like this particular situation, You know, sometimes, and this is what my channel is for as well. You know, these news outlets, they'll make you look a certain kind of way, whether it's dog fighting, whether it's animal neglect, whether it's when somebody animal got attacked. You know, they'll make you look a certain kind of way, and they'll publish it and make you look a certain kind of way. And I know they bad at that. That's why I was quick, you know, to listen to what the family had to say about that situation, regardless, you know, and have total understanding. You know, it just, all we can do, man, is try to be safer, try to practice more responsibility, you know, and like I said, it don't matter if it's me or the next dog trainer or Caesar, the dog whisperer. My opinion, newborn babies shouldn't be around dogs, you know, unattended at least, you know. Not saying that you can't have them around them if you right there beside them or you holding them or whatever, but if the dog is in between you and the baby, you know, it's kind of, and I don't care how friendly these dogs is. That's the thing. That's the thing we get it twisted. That's the whole part we get messed up about babies and dogs. We go off of how they act and what we used to and what we think we know this dog is not gonna do to this baby. We can't go by that, man. We gotta go by that Murphy's Law. You know, what if the worst, you know, always expect the unexpected, always expect the worst thing to happen, you know? So if the worst thing happened right now, the baby is gonna be hurt. So we wanna make sure no matter what happens right now, if I get hurt, no matter what happens, this baby is safe in this house. You know what I'm saying? And that's how anybody who leave their child with somebody want to feel about that baby. Like, no matter what happens, I know my baby gonna be safe. No matter however else go down in this house, my baby gonna be safe. You know, and that's how anybody who leaving their kids at a daycare, anything, that's how they want to feel. You know, and it all goes back to practicing precaution, man. Practicing safety, practicing responsibility, practicing extra responsibility. Don't feel like we entitled to anything, or we some type of, oh, my dog ain't gonna do this. Just the pit bulls do that, or just these kind of breeds do that. And that's when the accident happened, and that's when I'm giving the news when we talking about a Labrador mixed with 5 other dogs that done mauled some baby down, and it was a house pet. You know what I'm saying? Once I'm doing it on the news, it's too late. You know what I'm saying? It's too late. That means it done happened already. That means somebody's family is in mourning. Somebody's family is down. Somebody's family is missing a family member. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, man, I always say it is what it is, but it ain't. It is what it is when it comes to this right here, man. You know what I'm saying? Brothers, we and sisters, we gotta strive to always do better. You can never know too much when it comes to a baby and an animal, man. Ever. Don't ever think that that's the rule. That's a rule I made up. You know what I'm saying? Number one rule in dog training, number one rule in having pets around kids, never underestimate them. And for one, never get too relaxed with your baby around a dog. You know what I'm saying? Like them folk used to always say, don't they got teeth? They won't bite, man. They won't bite. They got teeth, right? That's how you got to play that baby, man. That dog got teeth. You know what I'm saying? And all he got to do is one time. You know what I'm saying? He don't got to growl and do all that. One time. You know? And he can change that whole baby life, if not take that baby life. You know? So, you know, like I said, man, my condolences to that family. You know, nobody wants to go through the situation y'all going through now. Nobody can tell y'all how y'all feeling. Nobody knows how you feeling, rather. No, I'ma say keep y'all head up the best way y'all can. And God got everybody. Another reason you got to be super careful around these kids. You know, now when we start getting around the 1 to 2 to 3 year old mark, Now we have kids that grab the dog's toys, you know, and plays a little rougher with the dogs. You have to watch these kids with these dogs, man. And the dogs, most of these dogs will wrestle with the kids. They'll play with them. They won't hurt them at all. But when accidents happen, it's too late to say, oh, I thought he wasn't gonna do it, or some other stuff. You know, we don't need no accidents to happen. When an accident happens, most of the time we have bad results from that. You know, I'm doing the news about a deceased child. See, a lot of the times, you know, I do the articles and I talk about attacks and I say them not pit bulls, but at the end of the day, this is not a time to worry about what breed of dog it is. This is time to worry about making sure you practice responsibility no matter what breed of dog it is. You know, and like I said, this ain't the time to point fingers. Oh, this is a pit bull. This is a mixed pit. This is not a. This is that. Nah, man. You know, practice responsibility. You know what I'm saying? Responsibility, man, because, you know, it's just crazy, man. And like I said, accidents happen to everybody. You know, and if an accident could be prevented, you know, we will all prevent them. You know what I'm saying? So the thing is, like I said, man, these kind of videos, it's not really meant for views. If it get them, it get them. If it don't, it don't. It's just meant for the educational part of the video for the most part. You know, K9s, giving it to my brothers and sisters the way I always do, fair and uncut, raw and unbiased, and I'm out.